What up, though? Headlines from NBC News reads Charlie Kirk, shooting suspect Tyler Robinson in custody. Family turned him in, Utah governor says. NBC interviewed Kristen Schwerman, a neighbor of the suspect's family, said he was smart, quiet, and never caused any problems. It was just a shock, she said. I am shocked, very shocked. The suspect arrested is expected to be charged with aggravated felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury and obstruction of justice, according to a probable cause affidavit. Officials believe the suspect acted alone in Charlie Kirk's shooting, Governor Spencer Cox said at a morning news conference. Officials found a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark towel yesterday in a wooded area on the edge of Utah Valley University. Cox said it was a Mauser Model 98 bolt-action rifle. It had a scope mounted on it. There were inscriptions on casings found within the rifle, Cox said. The inscription on the fired casing said, "Notices, bulges, OWO, what's this?" I had to look it up. It refers to some type of meme. I didn't quite understand it, kind of weird to me or whatever. 3 unfired casings also had inscriptions. One read, "Hey fascist, catch," with an up arrow, a right arrow, and 3 down arrows. The second one said, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao," which refers to a anti-fascist Italian song dedicated to the partisans of the Italian resistance who fought against the occupying troops of Nazi Germany and the collaborationist fascist forces during the liberation of Italy. The exact origins are not known, but it is theorized to be based on a folk song of the late 19th century sung by female workers, Madine, of the paddy fields in northern Italy in protest against harsh working conditions. There's little evidence of the song being used during World War II, with the current partisan version becoming widespread only after it ended. Versions of Bella Ciao continue to be sung worldwide as a hymn of resistance against injustice and oppression, which is nutty to me because he unalived dude for what? Difference of opinion, someone's right to freedom of speech. His feelings were hurt, his political views. People, fool literally was oppressing Mr. Charlie Kirk when he took his life, and it's still a cause of oppression to his wife and his children, his family. That's crazy to me. People are, the whole thing, everything is backwards nowadays. People act like they fighting for oppression, but they're the ones causing oppression. It's like Malcolm X said, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating that people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. That right there. If you're not careful, the newspapers, so the news, the media, now with social media, but it's the media, will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Big words from Malcolm X right there. And truer words couldn't have been said today. Then the third inscription on the casing said, "If you read this, you are gay. LMAO." Tyler Robinson, the shooting suspect, arrived on the campus of Utah Valley University on Wednesday at 8:29 a.m. in a gray Dodge Challenger, wearing a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, and a black hat with a white logo, as seen in surveillance videos, Cox said. When Washington County investigators approached the suspect this morning, Cox said he was wearing a similar outfit. Messages from the shooting suspect, later reviewed by investigators, indicated he had changed outfits. Investigators interviewed a member of the man's family who said he had become more political in recent years. This person said Robinson recently told them that Kirk was coming to UVU and the pair discussed how they didn't like Kirk and the viewpoints he held. Officials also interviewed Robinson's roommate, who showed investigators a number of Discord messages from the suspect, including ones that said he needed to get a rifle from a drop point and another about leaving that rifle in a bush, Cox said. There were also messages that referred to the suspect watching the spot where he had left the rifle after Kirk's shooting, and that the rifle was wrapped in a towel, which is how officials found it yesterday. Crazy. They found a suspect. I seen some new pictures, photos coming out about him. A lot of, he was, seemed like, he was a smart kid, educated. Had some scholarship or something I seen. Also seen some pictures and videos, maybe not videos, but pictures for sure of him, holding rifles, shooting guns. So he definitely liked the firearms, which, our Second Amendment right, I agree with. And then I also seen videos of him, the suspect, running across the roof and then jumping down from the roof. It's crazy to me how all these quote-unquote mass shooters always got some inscriptions, and I wouldn't be surprised if they found a manifesto. They always find something. It's always some young college children, a lot of them usually distraught and stuff like that. This dude don't seem to be too distraught, but you never know people's mental space. Man, if you ask me, might be something bigger going on here, like with everything. MK Ultra. The same day they had a school shooting, and not a lot of people are talking about that, so I do want to speak on that too. Evergreen High School, Colorado, there was a school shooting. I don't see anything that said there was any deaths. All I see is critically injuring 2 students, according to the New York Times. But a lot of people I see are saying, how come people aren't talking about the school shooting when it happened at the same time as the Charlie Kirk thing? Charlie Kirk was a big political figure, but, I didn't see anyone lose their life to the school shooting, but I pray for the 2 critically injured and anyone affected by the school shooting. It's sad all the way around the board. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Condolences to his family. Peace and love to everybody. Much gratitude.
What advice do you have for me as I move into adulthood in order to become a more informed and involved citizen?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here, and I have hope thanks to people like you. How old are you again?
13.
13. Here's a couple things I want to encourage you to do. Learn something new every single day, and focus on what it means to be a good person and a person of strong character. Aristotle said that courage is the ultimate virtue. Without it, there are no other virtues. If people aren't courageous, you don't have honesty, you don't have justice, you don't have beauty, you don't have wonder. And so at age 13, I want you to commit yourself to a life of courage. Courage is doing the right thing when you don't know how it's going to work out. Courage is committing yourself to the correct course of action, regardless of the cost associated to it.
Every human being, I believe, is made in the image of the divine, is sacred, is unique, and if we get away from this principle as we have, we not only have moral degradation, we not only have the collapsing society around us, but it's bad for that being itself. That being itself is unique. That being has rights, and who are we to say, just because we're older, that we get to murder it? Thank you.